Alright, this is a drone video for a 5-acre tract at Timber Shoals Ranch. This is tract 62, as you can tell. And I'm excited to kind of do the voiceover on this because this is one of the few tracts that basically the entire thing is level enough to be usable, which is unusual. If you're familiar with the Ozarks, we have a lot of ups and downs and all that good stuff, but basically this whole 5 acres is either totally flat or just has a very gentle slope, and we'll see that in a moment. We're on the north end of a private peninsula at Timber Shoals Ranch, so as we look to the west, that's Bull Shoals Lake. In a moment we should pan over to the east and we'll also see Bull Shoals Lake because it wraps around the whole peninsula, which is pretty cool. So we're looking over the property. It sits to the left of the road as we look to the west. Totally covered in timber, a lot of mature timber, mostly hardwood, but you've got some cedar trees as well. Okay, so now we're facing east, so the land is on the right side of the road, and there you can see Bull Shoals Lake off to the east as well. So this is a wintertime drone video, middle of winter, no leaves on the trees. Really a great time to do a drone video because you can see everything. You can't hide anything in a wintertime drone video of a property. So had there been any recent logging, you'd see that. Had there been trash or debris or whatever, you'd see that. None of that. It's good, clean property. It's ready to go here. Looking kind of northwest up the easement road and toward Moark Road, which is just to the upper right at the edge of that field. That's the paved road, and then from there you go south on the gravel easement road to the property. We're kind of, as we look toward the west, we're backing up to the east. This property sits, it has road frontage on two sides. You can kind of see both of the roads there, and as we go back, we're seeing more and more of the property. But I mean, you can see how level this is. It's fantastic. Okay, so we just that meadow you see is not quite on the property, on the south side, on the bottom of the screen. Okay, so now we're looking over most of the property. Big usable tract, like I said, it's 5 acres. You've got dozens of building sites on this one. We walked around this a little bit. I mean, we only saw a fraction of it when we did the ground video, but nice timber, nice building sites. I mean, you get 100 feet off the road or so, 150 feet, and you are going to be so private. Even in the wintertime, with all the leaves off the trees, it had a really private feel once you get back in there. So now we're looking toward the north, and you can see the lake on both sides, which is cool. And that's State Line Cove right there. State Line Cove on Bull Shoals Lake. If you look at the maps and the listing, you'll see the trail that goes to State Line Cove. It's a place where we've launched boats and jet skis looking to the south, directly into the sun, so that's kind of hideous, but that's the looking over the peninsula toward the sandy beach area at the very south, and then back here looking westerly over the property. This is a super long video, and that's I'm glad about that because it's one of those properties you really want to take a pretty good look at it. I mean, feel free to make the drive out here and check it out. Walk every square inch of the property and really give it a good look over if you'd like to. We've had multiple people tell us that they've learned more in the videos we take than they have driving to see the property. So that pleases us because we must be doing something right. So that's good to hear. In the springtime, obviously, in the summer when the leaves are out, this will look completely different. It'll be like a bright green because it is heavily wooded. If you purchase the property, we generally tell people we'd be happy to get you an updated spring or summer video when we're in the area so you can see what your property looks like from the air in the summertime. Huge amount of wildlife out here. That meadow you see off to the right is where we always see the deer. Practically every single time we come to Timber Shoals Ranch, they're hanging out right there in that meadow, and they always head south. So they apparently like this peninsula. We see turkey and deer predominantly. Obviously you can fish in Bull Shoals Lake. You can fish year-round. You can fish for pretty much anything in there. I mean, bass, walleye, catfish, it's all right there in the lake. Really popular area for fishing. So the lighter colored trees without the leaves are generally the hardwood trees, and obviously you can see the cedar trees, and there'll be some pine trees mixed in there as well. So now we're toward the west side of the property, You can see that road on the left. That's the west border. And we're kind of heading north along the west side. I think we just wanted to kind of do a slow flyover of the entire tract, which is why this is longer than normal. But that's good. It's more to see that way. That's great. You can see a nearby barn. This used to be a bison ranch decades ago. There are still some of the spotting stations that they would use to just have guests and watch the bison, I guess. Pretty cool. And now looking back toward the east, land on the right side of the road. I mean, you've got your choice of building sites. Large spots that you could open up for a garden or for a pasture. Once the property's been paid for in full, you could harvest the timber if you chose to do so, and there's more than enough to build a timber home out there. So I mean, we have a number of people who are buying their properties with the plan of when it's paid off. They've got all the raw materials needed for their house right on site, so that's pretty cool. You can check us out at InstantAcres.com. If the property is still available, then that is where you'll find it. If you don't see it on InstantAcres.com, then unfortunately it's not available. So if you want to check us out, like I said, InstantAcres.com. If we don't have what you're looking for, feel free to give us a call or send us an email at sales@InstantAcres.com and let us know kind of what you're searching for, and hopefully we can help you out. InstantAcres.com.